All, Bridget Bartlett here. Today I am going to show you how to create a knowledge base using only HighLevel. So what you're looking at right now is actually a knowledge base that I built using only HighLevel. I did not use any code or any third-party tools at all. Everything that you see here is 100% HighLevel. Okay. Now, HighLevel does not have a knowledge base builder. Okay. But HighLevel does have a blog builder, and the blog builder is very similar in functionality to a knowledge base. So you can see here, the main purpose of a knowledge base is to organize all of your articles in a searchable way. Okay, so you can see here, if I was to search for email, right away it looks for articles that have to do with email, right? So that right there is the main functionality of a knowledge base. So really, after that, the next step is how do you organize it? How do you create it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the steps to create what I just showed you here. But tomorrow, I'm actually going to create one from scratch with you. I think it's important to see the end result so that you can decide if this is the solution for you. But also, I want to show you from beginning to end, starting from scratch so that you can create your own. Okay. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go inside of my blog builder here, and you can see that, actually, let me go over here. So you can see that what I've done is just add a page inside of my website. Okay. So you could create a standalone page. You could create a page inside of your website. However you decide to do it is totally up to you. Now, I chose inside of my website, and it's myvisionagency.com/help, okay, because it's inside of my website. Now, if I wanted it to be help.myvisionagency.com, I would want to create a standalone page with a subdomain connected there. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to use it. I love the idea of having it inside my domain because I like to use global headers and footers, and then it makes it easy when it comes to updating the website. Okay, so that is just how I structured it. But again, it's important to know both options. All right, so you can see here, if I go ahead and I just open up this page, what we actually have here is just a simple, we have the global header here. Okay, so you can see it's global. That's why it's purple. I also have my global header here. So that's why I chose to put it inside, because when I go to update my menu, I only want to do that one time. I don't want to have to go to every page, and I certainly don't want to have to rely on my memory to know which pages have global header and which do not. Okay, so that's really the too many steps, right? So now we have just a section here. So what I did here, you'll see that we have how can we help you, and then a search box. All right. Now what this element actually is, if you click here, you'll see if I go down to blog that there are actually two blog elements. There's the blog posts and then the category navigation. Right. So if I drag this category navigation here, you'll see that it's basically a duplicate of this. This is what it originally looks like. All right. Now, when I was creating this, I went ahead and I put all of my categories here, just like it wants you to, but that's not really the look that I was going for. So I did a little workaround. Okay. Remember, this is not meant to be a knowledge base tool. We're using a blog tool to create our knowledge base. Okay. This is actually when HighLevel starts building onto the blog builder, you're going to have so much functionality in this. Right now, we have a basic blog builder, but it is definitely everything that you need for this use case. Okay. So I'm going to click here, and then you can see when you click here that you actually have three options. So here is what's in the menu, and you'll see nav item 1, nav item 2, and that's what it says here. Okay. Now, what I tried to do originally is delete all of these, but you'll see here that you get down to 1, and it's not going to let you delete it. So what I did was I actually just typed in, if you click here, you can type in whatever you want it to say. So I typed in, how can we help you? Question mark. All right. But now when you type that in, you need to select what category are you going to go to. And I actually created a support category. So when they click on how can we help you, they're actually going to go to the support page, which is actually perfect for that, right? So how can we help you? And then we have the search box, and you can just make sure the search box is toggled on here. Now, of course, you can change some of the options here on the menu. For example, we definitely want to make it white so it can be seen. We can hover, change the color of the hover text. So if we make this orange, that's how you can, when you hover over. If you don't want them to click there, it's still going to show up. Like when you hover over it, it's still going to show up with a little hand that lets you know that you can click there. But what you could do is just make that white so that when someone does hover over it, if you're not really like wanting them to click there so much, you could definitely make it look like it's not a clickable option just by making that white. Okay, so just letting you know some options I discovered as I was creating this. You also can adjust the horizontal spacing. So you'll see here, I can actually move that search box over a little bit if I wanted to, and you can adjust the vertical spacing here if you wanted to add more space at the top. You also have some advanced settings here if you want to add like a border shadow and if you wanted to make it visible on mobile or desktop. Now you'll see when I click away from this, this line underneath this, there's nothing you can do about it, but I kind of actually like it. So you do have this kind of like silver, you can see it underneath here. You have this silver line, okay? So that is how you want to configure the search box. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete this because I already had one. And then now you'll see what I did was add an additional panel. So I actually just clicked here, did a full width, and then I added another category element here. So I'm just going to click here. We're going to add this category, go down to blog. And we're going to grab the category navigation. And you can see now we have the same thing, except this time what I want to do is get rid of the search box. I only want the search box to be up here. I don't want it to be down here. So I'm just going to toggle that off. And then now you can see that I want to choose my categories, and then I'm going to connect those categories. For example, if you look at this one that's already built, then I have HighLevel as the title in my menu. I can have it choose to go to a category URL. That's the only option right now. And then I want to choose which category that I want it to go to when they click that. Okay. So using this as a knowledge base, it allows me to use these categories as subjects, right? So if you're looking for a high level tool or training, click HighLevel. If you're looking for CloudKey, click CloudKey. Are you interested in our live training replays that we did in a series? You can click here, right? So that is how I organized my categories so that I can add all of my posts here. Okay. Now this is, if I get rid of this now, this section down here, remember that this page is what is going to be shown on every blog post. If I go back here now, and let me refresh this screen here. If I go to HighLevel and I click on that, it's going to show me all of the training and articles inside of HighLevel. And you'll see here that I have this clickable image down here asking them to join our program, right? So if I click on send estimates and proposals, you'll see that in this article, everything still shows up here exactly the same. And you'll also see down here, it shows up exactly the same. Now, something I'm not excited about is this image right here. Unfortunately, there's nothing that you can do about it. I'm going to show you how I kind of did a little workaround here to even get this result. But like I said, HighLevel very soon is going to come up with an option that you can toggle this off. And so all you'd have to do is toggle it off and you have all of your articles already pre-built inside of HighLevel. Okay, so this is basically a placeholder until we get that. Now, this isn't terrible, honestly, but I don't want to, when you're creating a knowledge base, you don't want to get in a routine where you have to constantly start creating all of these graphics because that's going to be hard for you to update. Okay. Now, in the future, when I add future articles, since I'm already doing a training, I already have the thumbnail. Obviously, I would add the thumbnail. But what I don't want to do is add the thumbnail now the way that it's built, because when you go to the articles page, okay, this is what I want to see. I want to see this picture of this little folder here on the articles page. And if I did it like this, okay, vertically like this, and I had that image there, it would actually show a partial image of the thumbnail. And that's not the result that I want. Okay, I like having just these little file images on the left. And then when you click this, even though it's a little larger than I want it to be, I prefer this over seeing the large thumbnail image. Okay, now you can go to this here and you can actually change the view of this. Okay, so if you wanted it to look like this and you wanted to have your title here and the image and all of that, you could definitely do that. For me, I just think it looks better in a knowledge base if we have the vertical or compact view here. Okay, so again, it's great that you have options. You can choose whichever one that you prefer. Okay, so that's the basic setup here. Now with this, all I did was just add a row here, and then I created a GIF on Canva, and then I just added this here. So every time, you know, when they're, no matter what article or whatever someone is using, it's always going to have this at the bottom of the page. Okay, so even if you go back to the home page, we have this here. Okay. So that is how it looks on the page. Okay. Now remember, you only need one page. We're not building, you know, hundreds of pages inside of our website. We're actually building it inside of the blog builder. Okay. So to access that, what you want to do is go into sites and go up to blogs, and you'll see that I have all of these articles here. Okay. And I actually don't recommend you start creating articles right away. What you want to do is go up here to the gearbox, and you want to definitely create an author for yourself. Okay, so creating an author is really simple. You just add your name here, you add the author's photo, you also add the author's description, and then links to the social media. So when you do that, what it's going to do is, if I go to this article here, it will actually show at the bottom my name and image here, and then it will also have the social media, and it links out to my social media. So I do love that option above the typical knowledge base. Okay, I also love, above the typical knowledge base system, I love being able to have my menu up here. This is definitely valuable because obviously if I'm using this as lead gen or SEO to drive traffic to my website, having every single article have all of my offers up here, the likelihood of me making a sale from that is a lot better than if I just had a standard standalone knowledge base. Okay. So that's my thinking of that. Okay, so it's really simple to create your author there. Once you do that, you want to create your categories. Okay, so you can see here that I actually created several categories, and again, it just depends on how your business is structured. For me, as an affiliate, it makes more sense for me to categorize all of my training by the tool than it does by the actual like emails and funnels and all of that. Okay, because these are all of the trainings that I do specifically, and so I want to organize them by tool so that when my affiliates check our knowledge base, it's easy for them to find the training that they're looking for that specific tool. Now, if I'm a high-level agency owner, obviously I want to divide that by tool, and you can see a great example of that is the actual HighLevel knowledge base. Okay, so go HighLevel. We have the help, go HighLevel support portal. You can see what their support portal looks like here. So they have all of the articles, and then of course the search functionality. Now, when I was comparing this option to other knowledge bases, you see here the need for support, and they can also submit a ticket. Okay. Now, this was my least favored part of all of the different knowledge base tools because I don't want to utilize their ticket system, and then now I have to use Zapier or something to send that data over to my HighLevel account, because really I want to keep everything inside of HighLevel. So me having the ability to have my knowledge base here, have all of my own articles here, my own social media here, and then of course embed my own chat widget in here, it encourages everyone who's reading these articles to contact me inside of my HighLevel account. Okay. I don't want them to fill out this, support widget and then submit a ticket and then I get back to them. I just want them to show up right in my conversations tab inside of HighLevel so that I can see, are they a current customer? Are they not a current customer? I want to create all of my workflows and just keep it like this. I don't want to have to add an additional subscription for another tool. I don't want to have to add different integrations and all of that to make two different softwares talk to each other. I just want to use my own chat widget here so that I can manage everything inside of HighLevel. So having this, of course, I could use anything and embed my chat widget into that. But again, this is just one more way of me to utilize all of the HighLevel tools for my business without having to purchase additional tools and go outside of HighLevel to accomplish the tasks that I need to accomplish. Okay. We want to, at all times, use what we have. And then if we cannot use that, then we need to go outside, okay, outside of what our tools are, because obviously we need the solution over saving the costs, okay? So that's my speech on all of that. All right. Now, when you create a category, this is really simple too. You just want to click here to create your category label. So maybe support. And then also you can click here to add the category image. Now, the category image is what's going to show up on your home screen. And then each article is going to have an image as well. Okay. So again, we'll talk more about this tomorrow. You can see the sizing and things, but it just depends on how you want it to appear. Because again, we're not really using this like a blog builder. We're using this like a knowledge base. Okay, so the images are not as important as the search functionality. Okay, so we just want to create the category label, the SEO here, and then of course the category slug. So if this was funnels, for example, then I would want to make this funnels. And then each article would be categories / funnels / whatever the title of the article is. And then, of course, I can add a description here. What I do love about this is when you click to change the image here, you will see it goes right into your media gallery. Okay, so you can use any of those images there. And of course, you can add a description and then create the category. Okay, so what's really cool too is you do have the ability to create the RSS feed. And I talked about a couple weeks ago, I did a training on how you can use the RSS feed to automatically send your list an email when you upload a new YouTube video. This would be the same process, right? You're just using this RSS URL instead of the one from your YouTube channel. Okay. So if you think about all of the different business types that use emails to send notifications of new videos on a YouTube channel or new blog articles or anything that your business does, you can actually set up an RSS feed. So whether they have a new video on their YouTube channel or a new blog, it automatically goes out to their list. Okay, so they don't have to manually do that. And again, that's one of those things that you can set up as a service and provide great value to your client without you actually having to do that every single day to check to see if they've uploaded a new video so that you can send it to their list. Okay, it'll just automatically be done. Now, you can see here, once you have created your page, you've created your blog categories, the next step here is to actually create your blog, okay? So in this case, what we're doing is adding different training tutorials like from our knowledge base, right? So we're going to click here to create a new post, and of course we want to give our post a title, so I'm just going to say test. And we want to upload our image. I'm just going to choose this one, and we can add test here, and then we'll put test again and create a post. So now here is where I'm going to add the content to my article for my knowledge base. Okay. Now I don't actually need all of this. This is just the template to show you that you can do checkboxes, you can add links, you can embed videos here. Obviously you can have, different fonts and titles and add images, and you can do some really cool editing here. But what I want to do is just delete all of this. And I just want to start from scratch. Now, most of the time, what we're going to do is have text here. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my Let's go to YouTube. And I'm just going to go to my channel here and we'll just embed one of my YouTube videos. I'll just choose this one. And let's go here. All right, so we could embed a live video. And actually, let's do that here. Yeah, all right, I'm going to mute that. So if you did want to embed your live video, you could actually do that and then send this blog page as if it was like a broadcast page. Okay. So let me actually, instead of grabbing the embed code, I'm going to just grab the URL from the YouTube channel because we have inside the blog builder, we have this option for YouTube. Okay. So you can insert from the media library for the self-hosted video, or if you have a YouTube video, you can embed that there. Okay, you could also choose the width and height. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. But if you did want to choose the width and height, maybe that was, you can see that it has a lot of black at the top and the bottom. So maybe we wanted to change this to like 380 and see if we like that look better. Okay. So we have that option now. Also, we could add our text here. So if I want to go here and I want to add some text, I could do this here. And let's go back now to my article. I'm just going to paste, oops, paste this. Let's click enter. Go. Oops. Oh, I see. So the text is white here. So we need to change that. We can't have white text. All right, so we need to, where is the color for my text? Highlight text, no. Let's see. I don't want to waste all of your time. I don't know why that actually, oh, I think it was white. Let's just do this. So actually, I don't know why, why it did that here. We'll just make this black. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so now we have our text here. I'm just going to erase that. And then, of course, if we wanted to add any of our links here, like if I want to just add all of this content here, I could add that. So let's go back now into my article. And then I'm just going to add here. Let's hit enter and we could just paste all of that content. I don't know why. Oh, I think that's why, because I'm on dark screen here, so it makes all the text white. That's interesting. Okay, so we'll just make this now black, and we actually would want to paste this so we keep the same format. So it would be Control Shift V, and paste all of that. But of course, we could come through here. We could make it bold. We could do any of those edits that you typically can do in any Word doc. Okay. So once we get all of this how we want it to, then of course we can save, and we can even have Content AI write the description. We have all of these edits here. Again, we'll talk more about all of this tomorrow, but you have tons of options and customizations here that you can add to your blog article / knowledge base article. Okay. And that is really, like I said, the functionality of this blog builder is so similar to a knowledge base builder that unless you need something really advanced, this will more than likely solve all of your knowledge base needs, okay, just by creating it within the blog builder. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And you'll see here that it will actually create the URL slug. So if the title of this article was test this process, then it would be like test / or hyphen this hyphen process. Okay, that's what the slug that it automatically generates would look like. And you'll see here that it shows you an example of what the actual link will look like here. Okay, now we want to choose a category here. So this is about, it's actually a test article, but we would choose any of these categories here. Let's just say free tools, and we could choose multiple categories, which is really helpful because you may be doing a training series, in my example, maybe I'm doing a training series on HighLevel and I want to add it to training series, and I also want to add it to HighLevel, and maybe I'm also incorporating CloudKey tools. And so I could actually tag all of those different categories. And even if they showed up in, they were looking in the free tools category, they would still see that article because it was tagged free tools as well as the other options. Okay. Now, here in the keywords, this is really important. What you put as keywords, that is what's going to tell the search option whether that article is relevant to the search. Okay. Now, in our previous example there, I was showing a video on how to create a knowledge base using only HighLevel. Okay, so if I go back here now, what I want to do is make sure that I'm using all of those popular keywords inside of this article so that I can ensure that whoever's searching for that actually finds it in the blog tool. Okay, so it is how to create a knowledge base using only HighLevel. So let me go back here now, and we want to choose definitely knowledge base, right? Because if they're searching for that, they're probably going to include the word knowledge base. Create, we could say, but if we put create, then anytime someone is searching for something create, it's going to think that this is relevant. So again, it's up to you, however that flows with your business. So we have a knowledge base. We could even search, maybe HighLevel. Um, we could even search blog, because if they were searching for a training on the blog builder, obviously this training would be relevant to that because that's what we're using is the blog builder. So once you have all of your keywords created, you're going to choose your author now. So I only have one author in this account. If you had multiple, you could choose that there. You could even add a new one there. And you could also add a new category directly here. If you're like, man, I just added this and now I need to create a new category because it's not relevant to the others, you could just add it directly here. Okay. Now, you can save this article as a draft. You could also publish it, or you could even schedule and publish. Okay. Now, most of the time, if it's just a knowledge base article, you're just going to publish it today. Okay. So, or of course, like I said, you could schedule it, but I'm just going to choose now and we'll just post it now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click update. And then when you do that, you'll see now our new blog article shows up here, test. It's in the category free tools, and you'll see it's published. If I needed to come back here and update this, of course, I could choose update the post. If I want to update any of the content here, I could choose to update. I could duplicate the post if I created like a great structure that I wanted to reuse. I will say though that if you duplicate the post, you do have to watch at the end when it creates the URL for the article and all of that, because that duplicates as well. So I didn't think that this duplicate post functionality was as good as I hoped it would be because of that reason, because it's really just easier, at least to me, to just go ahead and start from scratch and create the post. Okay, so we have that there. And if, of course, you want to change the SEO info, so this is going to be the cover image for your actual article, which is different from the category article or the category image. Okay, so you want to choose your cover image here, your blog title, or your knowledge base title, and then of course your alternative text here, and then your description. Okay, so you can update all of that there. Of course, if you wanted to preview this post, we could click there, and then you'll see what this actually looks like. So we have our big image here. We also have the video, and I do love how it has the date here, which is very helpful, especially in a knowledge base, because it's easy to go back and see if, if your user is watching a video and they see that it was 2 years ago. It makes a lot of sense if their dashboard maybe looks a little bit different than what's in the video. It helps them to know, okay, this was 2 years ago. That's probably why it looks like that. And then, of course, we have all of our text and all of our content down here. We have our author info and, of course, our back to blog button that we could click to go back to the main menu. Okay. So that is really the gist of how you can use the blog builder to create your knowledge base. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to start from the beginning and we're going to create it completely from scratch. So if you plan on using this and you're like, oh, I really want to see her do that from scratch, definitely do not miss the training tomorrow. Okay. If you are not a member of HighLevel yet, or you're a current member of HighLevel, you can actually join our program for free. You can go to bridgetbartlett.com to do that. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you there.